Hi, guys. Welcome to the Gig Economy Podcast, episode 144. A lot of episodes up there. Thank you guys so much for joining us. The Danish Dutchman. No, that doesn't go right. The Danish man is on vacation in Mexico. He texted me the other day and he said, it's 94 degrees. It feels like 98. I'm like, it seems way too hot. But I guess if you're in Mexico and you're drinking booze and you're
laying in the pool,
laying at the pool, hanging with your wife without any kids, I mean, you can't go wrong.
Nice.
So Jesper is, like I said, on vacation. Larry stepped in and is going to fill in on the show, which you all know Larry if you're part of this community. He's been around, one of the OGs for a long time. One of my really, really good friends, and wish he lived closer, but he lives down in Bowling Green where some weird stuff happens in bars. So just
down in Kentucky. Yeah. Hey, they know how to party down here. Apparently.
They know how to party. Before we jump into the show, I'd love for you to review the show on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. Also, you can on Facebook, if you're interested, you can give us stars if you enjoy the content. And then, of course, the membership on YouTube, which gives you exclusive stickers or gifts if you want to do that as well. Also, if you're tuning in from a Facebook group or a community, would you subscribe to our channel on Facebook or YouTube so you get notified? I notice a lot of people, they'll come in and they'll watch and listen, but then they don't come back the next week. So to get notified, you need to click follow on Facebook or subscribe on YouTube. That would really, really help us. I just realized I was supposed to be doing a newsletter. What are we, 5-10? Okay, we're doing good. We're in the first half of the month.
We got time.
Go to gigeconomyshow.com and sign up for that newsletter. And then also our Patreon members, which we can't thank enough, with Larry from Bowling Green, Samson from Grand Rapids, Steve from Colorado, Chris from Grand Rapids, Bud Dickman from North Carolina, Tom Kelly from Houston, Omar from Detroit, Lindsay from Santa Clara, and Delivery Cats from Detroit, Michigan. We can't thank you enough. If you want exclusive shout outs or merch or exclusive merch or anything like that, go to go to patreon.com/the Gig Econ Podcast. Couple more things. The Telegram group, which Larry talks in a lot. If you join that group, it's a place where you can connect with other gig workers around the country and around the world, because we do have somebody from New Zealand, which we will talk about a story from New Zealand tonight, which I'm excited. Janet, join that group. Tell us where you're from, how long you've been listening. Just it's a good place to it's like a water cooler, a digital water cooler, right, Larry?
That's right. You get on the Telegram, next thing you know, you're co-hosting the show. I mean,
I was really excited. I'm such a nerd for people that reach out, because podcasting is such an intimate experience, and a lot of people don't reach out. They just don't. And not that I'm not mad about that, but I always love it when I find somebody new. I posted in our community group, and some guy's like, "Hey, longtime listener." I was like, "Oh shit!" Like, I didn't even know who this guy was. He's never commented. He may not even know that we do a live stream. So if you're listening to this, we do a live stream. We record this live every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern. So check it out. And last thing before we jump into stories of the road, of course, we have the B-side. Last week, it was Chris from Grand Rapids, which was really fun. Chris is a great storyteller, man. I tell you, I had a great time with him. I just sat. We could have recorded for like 2 hours. I was just sitting there like a kid in a candy store.
Oh yeah,
telling great stories. And so next week it'll be a creator. So on the off Wednesdays, we talk to a gig creator or a gig worker throughout the country. And the guy, I think his name is Eric. I apologize when you hear this. I don't quite remember. I don't have my phone up, but he is going to be our next gig worker. He said he was happy to do it. So I'm excited for that. So
good deal.
All that shit's out of the way now for the real stuff. So Larry's got some good stories. I'm going to just do mine just to be done with it. I haven't done a ton of gig work. As you know, I'm a bus driver, and I got thrown into a full-time route. So I've been doing, which is what I want. It's temporary for the rest of this year, which I think Granville only has 16 and a half days of school left. So we're done June 2nd. So not very long. But anyway, so I haven't done a ton of gig work, but I did work last week, and I was doing DoorDash. I actually signed up for a shift. Like, I hate doing that. It's like the bane of my existence, because I just want to dash.
I don't like doing that either.
I know. I want to just go when I want to go. But anyways,
exactly.
It's tough to do right now. So I signed up for a shift, and I ended up getting the Grand Rapids area, which is it's hard to tell if you're not looking at a map, but it's a very big area. It like cuts the city in half and then goes north.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all of mostly downtown, so not quite cut the city in half, but anyway, so I'm downtown, not really in the hood or whatever, and I go to these apartments, got to go all the way up to the 6th floor and knock on the door, and it's a pack of Miller High Life. So you're like, okay. Getting Miller High Life delivered, like, okay, all right, we'll see where this goes. And so I bring it up there. He opens the door and just surly, grumpy. And you go, hey man, what's up? And he's like, nothing, or just grumbled or something, whips his ID out, and I start scanning it. I'm already feeling uncomfortable because he's got, again, I have ink all over my face and my body. I don't have any on my face. I don't plan on doing that, but he did. So it always just kind of like, okay, this guy
put you on edge. Yeah.
I mean, it's not that. It's just like, if you're willing to tattoo your face, you're probably willing to shank a guy in the neck. Yeah. Like
there's a correlation there somewhere.
There's got to be. We need some data on that. Can somebody run some data spreadsheets on that?
We got homework for Jesper.
Yeah, criminal record with tattoos on your face. Anyways, so he hands my ID. I'm trying to scan it, and it won't scan. Like usually the DoorDash thing is like, it's quick. It's like, boom, we're gone. Finally, it scans, and I hand it back to him. I'm like, all right, man, have a good one. I actually picked the beer up and handed it to him in the bag. Like I set it down, scanned, and like I took the extra effort to do that. And then as he's walking away, and he goes, fucking rip off. Like, he was so mad how much that beer cost, and then how, probably cost to deliver it and the fees. I'm like, dude, you could have walked down the street. I mean, he lived downtown, but I mean, like, why are you getting it delivered? Like, he didn't seem super intoxicated either. So I don't know. I was a little weird.
And I mean, you see the price when you order.
Yeah.
Before you order it, what the price is going to be. It's not like it's a surprise.
Yeah. And if you're looking to get fucked up, why you buy something with higher alcohol content? If you're going to spend the money, like, what the hell? Yeah. Hey, Tommy, thanks for joining. And then one other quick thing, I actually got scolded in my own Telegram group. So my last delivery last week, I took a double, go to the restaurant, and it was going to be like a $12 payout for like 3 miles or something. It was good, but it was downtown. I freaking illegally parked, and I'm like, I run into the restaurant, and they're like, yeah, this one's ready, but the other one just got put in. It's gonna be like 15 minutes. It's like, nope, not even waiting. I'll unassign it. So dumb me didn't. I mean, maybe you can't on the DoorDash platform. Someone can correct me, but I didn't know which one had the higher tip, because one of those orders is dog shit, right? Mm-hmm. Because they're bundling them together. Well, I unassigned the good tipped one, apparently. So as I'm driving, it's $2.50. The guy wants me to go through all these security doors and go all the way up to the 6th floor. I did a bad thing, and I just delivered it outside the front door. I wasn't going to wait around. I just wanted to go home. What I didn't, and I posted that in the other group, and I got a little flack for it. Some rightfully so, some like, whatever. The guy's a piece of shit. He shouldn't have ordered DoorDash. But I'll tell you, I did get a phone call from that guy on my voicemail, and he wanted to kick the shit out of me. I'm not going to play it because it had some N-words in it, but he was not happy. He told me next time I come around, he's going to knock my ass out. That's what basically the gist of the voicemail. So
it wasn't the guy with the face tattoos, right?
No. No. I hate that they can still call us. I mean, I guess if there is an issue, but I feel like once it hits delivered, it's like it should go to DoorDash. Like, not my problem anymore.
Yeah.
But
I probably wouldn't answer it either. Just let it go.
Yeah, I think he called, but the voicemail, I don't know. I have an Android phone for work, and I still don't really know how that thing works. Like, I know how to use my apps, but I didn't get it till like the next day when I powered my phone back on.
Yeah.
So Larry, you drive in Bowling Green, Larry's been on the B side, and he had sent me a message the other day about a crazy story. And this is in Bowling Green. Like, what is going on or was that other one in Nashville?
No. This was both were in Bowling Green, Kentucky. What is going on with your
city?
I guess love was in the air Saturday night.
Tell us about that.
So Saturday night, I picked up a passenger at a little bar we have called Dolphy's. Pull up, and she comes to the car. She is fairly intoxicated, probably mid-40s, gets in the car, and she's like, they left me at the bar. I can't believe they left me at the bar. So it turns out she's from Owensboro, which is about an hour and 15 minutes away. And her friend that lives in Bowling Green is trying to set her up with this guy. And all she says she's complaining about this guy. She's like, I can't believe he left me at the bar. He's a player. He's not nice. I don't like him. But yet I'm taking her to his house, right? So,
Oh, well,
you know,
you'll
whatever.
find when you end the story, you'll know why.
Yeah. So we're heading out that way, and at one point she calls him on the phone, and he's asking how far away we are, and she asked me how far away we are. So I look at the GPS. I'm like, hey, we're 10 minutes away. You know, so she tells him, she hangs up, and then she goes on, complains about him some more, and then she gets quiet. And I thought maybe she was gonna hopefully go to sleep or something, you know, just ride quietly. And so we're driving, and all of a sudden she says something, and I can't really understand her, and so I'm like, pardon me, and she's like, you want to pull over and have sex? And I'm like, what? And she's like, we can pull over and have sex before you drop me off. I'm good with that. And I mean, if you do this for any length of time, most of us have had this happen, but it's been a minute since it's happened.
Yeah.
I've had it happen 3 times, but I was not expecting it. I don't know why my guard was. I was just not expecting.
Well, you don't ever expect that. Even if, I mean,
especially when you're taking them to somebody's house for obviously what's a booty call, you know.
Exactly. She was like, you know what? I like Larry better, and I need to get laid. I don't like that guy, but I need to get laid. And Larry, you're the man tonight.
Nope, Larry was not the man. Larry was like, thanks, but no thanks. I'm trying to cut back.
I'm trying to cut back. I wonder, did you ever think about the drivers out there that are single and ready to mingle, and that happens?
Yeah. I mean, there's a large. I think there's probably a large majority of drivers who would have taken her up on that.
Oh, I don't know. I don't think I would have. But I just often wonder. I mean, I rarely get hit on. I don't drive a ton of rideshare anymore, but yeah, I don't think I've ever been propositioned for a booty. I don't think so.
That's the. Over 5 years, that's the third time.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was nuts. It was crazy, and so yeah. So I get home that night as usual. About 2:30, 3 in the morning. My wife usually wakes up a little bit. She's like, "So, do you have any interesting passengers tonight?" I'm like, "Well, honey, as a matter of fact, I did."
Yeah, yeah. That is definitely interesting.
Yeah.
And
got
then
another story that you haven't even heard.
Oh,
This one isn't a big story, but as you well know, my car, like a month ago, I got T-boned in the parking lot of a restaurant, and then 5 days later, a guy runs into me when I'm at a stoplight. So my bumper was all messed up in my trunk, and then my right side of my car. So my car was in the shop for about 2.5 weeks, about $3,500, $4,000 worth of damage. I didn't have to pay for any of it, but I didn't have my car for a couple weeks, and so I got it back last Thursday. Yeah, I think it was last Thursday. So you know how they always tell you, when you get a new car, what do you need to do? Just go ahead, get that scratch on it, get it over so you don't have to worry about it. So I did last night.
Oh, no.
Dropping off a passenger, pulled in her driveway. I think I got a ping right as I was backing out. Usually I'm really good about it, but this is a really narrow street.
Yeah.
Happened to be a pickup truck parked right behind her driveway on the other side of the street. I saw it right at the last second, so I hit my brakes, but I hit him.
You did? Oh, no.
I get out, my daggone brand new spanking bumper has a big black scuff on it, and then there's like a little hole about half the size of a dime where the paint's just gone. So it's like 11:30 at night. So I'm like, what'd I do? So the light was on in the front room of the house. So I knocked real lightly. Nobody answered. So I swung back by there this morning. It's like a 25-year-old kid. I woke him up. It was like 9 o'clock, but I woke him up apparently. So he comes out and he's like, "Oh man," he's like, "I just appreciate you coming by." He's like, "He got hit last week and the guy didn't even stop or anything." Oh. He's like, "Man, maybe that's a bad place to park it." I'm like, you might be on to something there.
Yeah.
But obviously my fault 100%. But he said his dad goes to work early. He works late, so he comes in late at night. And if he parks behind his dad, and then his dad leaves early in the morning, so he has to get up, move his car, so he just parks it on the street. But he's like, I'm going to have to figure something out. But you really couldn't even tell anything.
On his.
Apparently, I hit him right in the same place the other guy did. The other guy bent his bumper back enough that his tire was dragging on it.
Wow.
But they had bent it back out, and I mean, mine you couldn't you really couldn't even tell anything.
So the question is, are you going to get that fixed again, or just say,
oh no. I mean, like I said, it's just a black mark, scuff
Okay.
mark, and then the one little hole. And I'm
Okay.
like, I mean, it's on a bumper, so it's not like it's gonna rust. You know, the
No.
paint might start flaking. I can always get a little touch-up paint or something, put it over there.
Jeez.
But yeah,
That car
yeah.
comes in 3s, so that's the third one. Hopefully you're all done.
Exactly what my buddy told me when I called him,
Yeah.
because his son works at a body shop, and so when I got it done, he looked over to make sure the body shop did a good job and everything.
Oh.
And he's like, "Oh, well, that's the third one. You know, you're
Yep.
3. You're good to go now." I was like, "Man, I sure hope so." 'Cause
So
I was so mad at myself.
yeah. Yeah. My car's so banged up, I don't even care anymore. Like, you may have heard in the group, but I did a curry and I
Yeah.
had these huge paint. What are those? 5-gallon?
Yeah.
Like the
Oh,
big
yeah.
ass ones.
I know
So
what
I
you're
put
talking
them.
about.
Yeah, I put them in there, but I barely put them in there because I didn't, they were heavy.
Yeah.
So I go to close my tailgate in my Pilot, and it didn't quite shut. And what do you normally do when it doesn't? You just kind of squish
Yeah,
it.
you shove it a little harder.
Well, guess what? I cracked my back end, like not the outside, but like the plastic inside, all the way up to the window. I'm just like,
I tear it up good before you give it to Avery, right?
yeah. Oh, it's already torn up. Like this thing is, if she backs into something, I'm like, whatever. Like, just don't wreck it.
Oh, yeah.
Anyways,
so
Mark,
I can tell the Bruco story real quick if you want me to.
what's that?
That's the other one I sent you today. The bar.
Oh yeah. You can talk about it real quick.
All right, yeah. So we have a bar in town called Bruco, and like 90% of the time, if there's cops downtown, they're at Bruco. It's just always something going on.
Yeah.
Now, apparently, this middle-aged couple was in the bar and had way too much to drink. Apparently, and there's video all over Twitter and
Yeah, just Google
TikTok.
Bowling Green.
Exactly. And so the lady's standing at the bar in front of the guy. He's behind her. Next thing you know, he pulls her shorts down, pulls his shorts down, and he's just taking her from behind right there at the bar. Right. And of course, what do people do now? There's like 8 people around filming it. You know?
I mean, I would just sit there and enjoy the show. I don't think I'd get my camera out. But
yeah.
Here's the thing. He must have not been too drunk because he was able to get a boner. Like,
Well,
I know you're not a big drinker, but I've definitely drank some drink, and sometimes it's hard.
Yeah.
Or not hard.
Not hard. But I'm pumped.
Anyways.
Oh,
So yeah,
goodness.
Kentucky's falling apart. Real quick, Mark shared a article that says that Michigan Senate approves ban on using phones while driving. I mean, I don't know how big a news that is. I'm not very political, but doesn't have to go through it goes to the Senate, then the House, and then the governor has to sign it, or is it already gone from the House to the Senate and now it's going to the governor's desk? I don't know. That won't be good. That'll be tough.
Well, I mean, Tennessee has hands-free law. Like you're not supposed to touch your phone, but I mean, there's 8 gazillion Uber drivers down there.
Yeah. I don't think it would really affect me. I would still do the same things. I mean, even with Gary's apps, I do try to stay off my phone anyways.
Right.
But yeah, I saw that article come up today. So
yeah.
All right. Jumping into news, Uber Eats driver 1-star's review for refusing to deliver crystal meth. This isn't from New Zealand. This is from Australia. I think Janet shared it, but sorry, I didn't mean to throw your country under the bus. Australia and New Zealand are not even close. So if you guys think that's not the case. And I only know that because of Janet, not because I looked at a map. An Australian woman accused the food delivery giant of failing to support her after refused delivery of suspicious package in Sydney, which police later discovered crystal meth. I'm going to go back. So she said, now remember, the article says she got a 1-star, right? She was working at her second job in the evening, April 22, when she accepted a job to deliver a package via the platform's parcel delivery arm, Uber Connect. Do you have Uber Connect by you?
Uber Connect?
Yeah.
I don't even know what that is.
Yeah, it's where you deliver packages. Like people can ask you to deliver packages. We don't have it here either, but
oh yeah, I've heard about it. But yeah, I've heard about it. Yeah, if y'all don't have it, we certainly won't have it.
Yeah, that's true. I walk out of the restaurant and the guy standing there and he said, "You're Jess, here's the parcel," and walked off. She recalled. She immediately thought the package in a plastic bag fastened with a black zip tie tag seemed suspect. I said to the person receiving it, "Would you mind telling me what you ordered?" And she said, "Toothpaste." I said, I went, "Who pays $16 for toothpaste? This is totally dodgy." She canceled the job and drove to Mascot Police Station while the drug dealer phoned her and sprayed her with verbal abuse. They opened it and it had meth in it. So how did she get reviewed if she canceled the job?
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense to me.
Unless it's different for deliveries because she already took one half of it so that the person that ordered or scheduled the delivery can still review, but maybe
Right.
maybe it's like a half-seed
Yeah, the
review. But
recipient can't do it, but whoever sent the package could review.
yeah,
That's possible.
because she said she got a 1 star and she's trying to get Uber to take it off, but they haven't been very helpful, and be refunded the full fair amount. I mean,
You know,
I don't
the
know.
thing that gets me is I like who worries about stars anymore?
Yeah, and who's being, like, suspicious? Like, honestly, I'd have picked that up and I just delivered it, unless
Yeah,
it's literally pouring out the package, and again,
yeah.
I couldn't tell you what crystal meth looks like. I think it's like
Well,
little
no,
rocks.
I'm just kidding.
Well, now here.
Let me pick some up over here. I told you.
Yeah. So, I mean, I tend to, like, if it's blatant, I will say, like, see something, say something, I do, but I'm not gonna be like, "I'm just doing a delivery, I don't really care, I'm getting paid, what am I
Yeah,
getting
yeah. I
paid?"
mean, the authorities are known we're just delivering stuff. It's just like people worrying about, oh, I think I, took somebody to a drug deal or they had weed in their pocket. I'm afraid I'm gonna get pulled over. You might be detained for a little bit, but they're
Yeah,
gonna work it out. The cops are
of
gonna
course.
realize you're an Uber driver. They know how it works. They know you're
Yeah.
not. You're not this guy's chauffeur. Driving him around. You're not a drug mule.
No, I mean, I'm not gonna encourage any of that stuff, but I'm
No,
not
no,
gonna be
not at
like,
all.
"Sure, I'll go do the drug deal," but if it happens, I'm just gonna be like, "Well, that probably
Yeah, I mean,
doesn't
I
work."
know I've taken people to get drugs before. I took two college girls one night, and I was pulling up and it was dark, couldn't see the address. I'm like, "Is this the house?" And because they'd said like, "Can you just wait? We just got to run in and grab something." And we,
Yeah.
get up there. I'm like, "Is this the house?" And they're like, "Yeah, we think so." And it's obvious they'd never been to the house before. They didn't know anything. They run in for about
Yeah.
5 minutes, come back out, and I freaked them out because I just looked at them and I was like, "Hey, whatever y'all got tonight, just be careful." And they thought I was a narc or something. They were freaking out.
Yeah,
I
you're
was like,
just
just
being
just be careful. That's all I'm saying.
yeah, you're Papa Larry, you're just like,
Yeah,
"Hey, be careful what you take, you never know."
exactly.
Is cannabis, legal, by
They just passed medical here
gotcha,
a couple weeks ago,
okay.
along with sports betting. Finally,
Oh, now you can play
the
the rock.
Rocket game.
You have to go back to a different podcast altogether and not on our platform to know what that means.
Yep. Yep. They
Um
6 months from now, you'll either see me living in a big old mansion or I'll be living on the streets, man. One or the
Or you'll
other.
be at Broncos or Buccos or something, that bar or
Bruco.
whatever. Bruco, there we go. So, Larry, you wanna tell us about, some Instacart shenanigans that went on?
Yes, this is pretty funny. So this lady used Instacart to order frequently. It sounds like she uses a lot of the apps to order things, and she has a pair of 6-year-old twin girls, and apparently she lets them play with their phone sometimes. And these 6-year-old girls had loaded up $800 worth of treats and snacks into her Instacart. And
Oh.
luckily, she said they couldn't get past the last few steps. I'm not
Oh.
sure what those steps were. It doesn't really say. I haven't used Instacart as a customer, but she said luckily they weren't able to check out. And she said they've done that before with some other apps that
Jeez.
she uses, Amazon or different things, but they've never been able to get past the checkout point. I guess she's got some things in place there. But what's really funny about it is I guess she told some friends, and you know how things get passed around, and
Yeah.
people tell other people, and it kind of went viral. And she got a message like that afternoon from Instacart that said, let's make this a reality.
No
And they
way.
actually ended up sending her not the entire order, but pretty much like two of everything that the kids had wanted. Like they had ordered 35 bags of chips and like 40 cases of Capri Sun, and, lemonade, and just all this other stuff. So they
Okay.
ended up sending her a bunch of free groceries, just because of the publicity, I guess, that it brought for Instacart.
See, I love it when companies do that, like, "Let's take this and run with it." You
Oh
know what I
yeah, I
mean?
mean, you might as well. It's going to be out there, and it's not like you can, you're just going to look bad if you blame her for not watching her kids or whatever. So yeah, you might as well get some good free publicity out of it, and
Yeah.
send them, send
I
them
mean,
some
can
stuff.
we do need to talk about, ma'am, you need to put a passcode on your phone.
Yeah,
And I
yeah.
know you want to let your girls play with them, but maybe get them a little tablet or something that they can't
Exactly.
access
Yeah.
your apps.
Find an old iPad or something.
Something, because good Lord, can you imagine if it wouldn't it through? I don't think it would have the same result. I think Instacart would have been like, all right, we'll refund you it, but you know what I mean? It just doesn't
Oh
have
yeah.
the same ring to
And
it.
and yeah, I mean, you've heard stories like this before. Kids being able to order stuff through like Amazon Echo or things like
Yeah.
that. You have
I've
you
told
have to put some controls in place.
I'll tell you something. Honest time, I don't have any controls for my kids to order stuff. They just know that they'd be dead.
Yeah,
Like
it's just
that,
gonna hit the fan.
like it's gonna get returned, and
Yeah,
then I'm gonna take your phone away for 2
yeah.
weeks. Like they can
But
put
see,
stuff in.
they know that'll happen. So
Yeah.
you've put those. That is the control that's put in place.
Well, yeah, it's just like, hey, you can't do this. Like, we can
Exactly.
talk about it. You can put it in the cart, but like that's the extent of it.
Yeah.
Even
Yep.
even like buying movies, like they have full access to do that. I'm like, don't. Let's just have a conversation about it. So,
Exactly. Yeah. That's
well,
all.
good on Instacart for doing that. I always like when a
Exactly.
company steps up and takes care of things and just makes lemonade out of lemons. Real quick, this video, I thought this was funny. It's or not a video, a picture, sorry. It says don't ask, just drive. That's the name. Now again, I thought you can report these now in the Uber app. I don't know how old this is, but Jesper had either posted this or commented like, nope, that's going to be a cancel for me. I don't know if I would cancel it. I'm like, whatever. Okay, I'll just drive you. I don't know. Depending if I was on a bonus or a streak or something like that, maybe. But
Yeah. I've never canceled because of their name.
no, I haven't either.
But
I mean, I guess I cancel for the dumbest reasons because I'm just pissy about something. I'm like, you know what? Fuck this. I don't want to park there. That looks like a challenge. Cancel. Move on.
I'm out of
Like,
here. And I don't. Have you reported any names?
No, I
don't even know
haven't.
how you do it. I know they say it's able, but I'm like, I ain't got time for that. I'm
Exactly.
working.
Yeah.
I don't worry about it.
I mean, I guess I could take put a reminder in my phone to at the end of the night go back and do it, but like 2:30 in the morning, I'm just like,
who wants to do that?
Don't care. If they weren't a problem, then it's going to
Yeah.
be out of my memory, and I'm going to move on.
Yeah, now if they were a problem child, then it might be something different. Then it might.
Oh yeah, I'm going to make their
definitely
life
have more
difficult.
incentive to report them for the fake name.
Yeah, I'm going to make their life difficult. Like when you don't tip, you're not getting a door delivery, you're getting apartment delivery, or front door delivery. So this is, oh my gosh, this article. Larry's going to talk about NYC again proposing paying delivery drivers a shit ton of money.
Exactly,
and
man.
Don't know if it's a good idea.
Yeah, so they've got a couple proposals in place to raise the wage that they're paying them, and if this goes through, I just don't know how.
Yeah, how are those apps going to survive?
I don't understand, but there's two proposals on the table apparently. So right now, I guess $15 is the minimum wage, I guess, in New York City, it looks like.
Which is not much.
Under one plan, it said delivery people will be paid $33.27 per hour for the time they're spent on active deliveries. So it's not the time you're waiting, but it's just the time you're actually on an active delivery, going to pick up the food or deliver the food.
Right.
But then there's a second plan out there that would pay them $19.96 an hour for all the time they're online. So it doesn't matter if you're sitting around or you're doing a delivery or whatever. And everybody there said if they raise this like this, the cost of delivery is going to go up by about a little over around $5.20.
Yeah, $5 to $7.
Yeah, which people are already complaining about the huge fees that they pay when they do delivery.
For sure.
And it says they they ran it out and did the numbers and said if somebody a delivery person worked a 40-hour week for 52 weeks a year at that highest level, they would be making almost $70,000, which is more than a first-year NYPD officer makes $42,000.
That's ridiculous too. Like, there's no way they could live in the city as a cop and make that. Like, that's nothing.
It is, and some of the restaurant owners are saying that they won't be able to run the restaurants because they already have people that work in the restaurants as cooks and wait staff and things like that quit because they can make more money delivering food. And if
Yeah.
they jack it up like this, then they said they just won't have anybody to work in the kitchens.
So under those two plans,
Mm-hmm.
would you more likely lean towards the whole time you're online making 1996 or delivery?
If I was gonna pick, I'd probably take the 1996 the whole time.
Yeah. And my guess is you still, well, no, that's what DoorDash does, is where you get an hourly rate plus all the tips. But this wouldn't be like that. This would be just straight hourly.
That's what it sounds like.
And then it's almost like a W-2 job. Like, then it's just like, I don't know. It just
Yeah.
takes the fun and the excitement out of like getting an awesome order because whatever, or a ride or a nice tip for one of your passengers. It kind of just takes the excitement out of it. But
Yeah. But I love this quote in here. This guy says, I'm already paying like $12 in DoorDash fees per visit for something that costs $15.
yeah.
He said, I already feel the pain. He said he called the new idea infuriating and said he would probably start having to pick up his own food. Oh my gosh.
Oh, heaven
The
forbid.
pain,
It's
the
already,
agony.
if it's already infuriating, why the fuck are you not picking it up?
Exactly.
I tell you though, I do get lazy. There have been times I've ordered ice cream from my basement playing Call of Duty, and I live a mile and a half from a Meijer grocery store. Like a mile and a half. It's embarrassing even to talk about.
Well,
So
I understand it. I mean, I understand people doing it. I think I've ordered 3 times.
okay. I'm probably at 20, I would guess,
Yeah.
since the app started, which isn't too bad. I'm not too embarrassed out. But when you see that when you click pay though, it hurts. Like
Oh,
you're
it
like,
does. Yeah.
I just
Yeah.
with tip, I just spent $30 to get two half gallons of ice cream, literally
Exactly.
$30.
Yeah.
And it's just
Yeah.
like,
You're like, man, I'm eating gold here.
yeah. And it was the last time we got it too, I was so pissed because they had to sub both of them. And I'm like, oh, this one sounds good. No, there's not very many ice creams out there that I've eaten that are bad. Like
Yeah.
literally, like I say, are bad. And
Same
Hudsonville
here.
ice cream is the standard for me. And I don't know if you've had Hudsonville, if you can get Hudsonville down in Kentucky, but it's
No.
amazing. It was the worst freaking ice cream I've ever had. It was some weird like raspberry swirl through it, and the chocolate was like, it wasn't even ice cream. I don't know what it was. I ate a half a bowl, and then I think we ended up throwing it away. I'm like,
Oh
I
yeah,
can't believe I threw away ice cream.
that would be like so disappointing to me because I mean, ice cream. I could eat
It's
ice cream every day.
every
I mean,
day.
I really could.
Shit my
And
pants, but I'd still eat it
yeah,
every day.
and like you said, there's rare. Briars is purity is big down here. There's all
Okay.
these. I'll eat them all. The
Yeah.
only ice cream that I've ever eaten that I didn't like is we had a buffet place here. I can't even remember the name of it. It went out of business. Um, but every year we have kind of a little family reunion get together, and we would go there for breakfast, and we would always try soft serve ice cream, and it just tasted like dirt. It was just so bad.
Yeah, there is something with soft serve. We had an ice cream place here where it was fine. We'd get flurries there, and then one
Yeah.
year they must have switched
Yeah,
manufacturers or something.
something. Yeah.
And they actually did go back to the other one because we were like, "Oh, I don't
Oh,
even
good
want to
on
go
them.
here anymore." Like
Yeah.
it just didn't hit like it should have. So
Right.
they switched it back. John tells me to get my lazy ass up and walk to the grocery store. Why am I going to walk to the grocery store? I have a car. I mean, I get my exercise playing pickleball. Leave me alone.
There you go.
Moving on, delivery driver scammed out of a week's worth of earnings. Now it's funny. I read this. So we behind the scenes, y'all, in the Telegram, I have a group that I just share stories in so I can look at them and then I read them later. This is exactly what I talked about. The banana scam from Walmart. Said he had been driving for Spark for a couple of years. The other day he got a innocent looking order for a single banana, an odd thing to be delivered by itself, but Stuart went forward with the order anyway until they got a call. They knew my name. They knew that they were from delivery support. They said it was a duplicate order and it was going to be canceled and did not need to be delivered. The caller asked for Stuart's account information, claiming that he wanted to be sure Stuart got paid for their trouble. It was the urgency and distraction of driving that blinded Stuart from the red flags. They spent 24 hours, or the sheriff says they spend 24 hours a day trying to scam people. The unfortunate part, you have to educate yourself. So basically, kind of the same. They ask for your money, they ask for information. That those companies will never do that.
Yeah.
If you call them, of course. I mean, they may ask for it, but they will never call and ask you. And I'm just like, I don't get why people still fall for that. I mean,
Yeah.
who
Just caught
knows?
up in the moment. Yeah.
Yeah,
The only reason that they will call you that I know of is they'll call you sometimes if you're sitting somewhere, like somebody asks you to stop, but it's not a scheduled stop, and they'll
yeah,
call for a safety check. And
yeah,
usually they call the passenger at the same time.
right. And they're not asking you for your account
Yeah.
information.
No, no. If they're calling you, they know your account information. They
Yeah,
should. So yeah,
yeah.
you should never have to give them any of that. Although they'll call and ask if everything's okay on the trip. But yeah, no company's going to call. No legitimate company's going to call and ask for a password or account information, anything like that.
I often wonder with these people that are falling for this kind of stuff. I mean, I assume you're younger. Why would you do that? Like, you've grown up in the internet age. It's just it just seems common sense not to get that information out. But some people, you and I, and a lot of people that probably listen to the show that have listened a long time, we always look at all these companies with a stink eye. You know what I mean? And you should never trust any of these companies. But some people do these jobs like their life depends on it. Like they lose their shit if they get a 1-star, like we talked about earlier, or their
Exactly.
cancellation rate or their acceptance rate. They're just like, oh, they're just fretting. So I can see, I guess, some people when someone calls and says, "Hey, we're from blah blah blah. We want to make sure that maybe they fought for it." I'm just like, what are you doing?
Yeah, yeah. If somebody's worked in a W-2 job,
Yeah.
especially where they get micromanaged or very tightly managed, and
Yes.
you get a call like that, yeah, I think they just kind of blank out, and, forget what's going on, and yes, sir, here it is, here's my information.
And
I
I
don't want to get kicked off the platform, or
and I guess if they're really good, I guess I could see how someone might fall for it, but
yeah,
like you would have to be like spot on, like
yeah,
perfectly speaking, like not have an accent because of a lot of times accents from different
sure,
countries and stuff like that. Like
yeah.
I don't know, I would just be like this is not right. But
Yeah, or I can see where you catch somebody that's been working 10 hours and catch them they're tired and maybe things are really busy. They got a bill they got to pay. They're
yeah,
and
yeah,
you catch somebody just in the right moment and that's the thing. It's all a numbers game. They know if they call so many people, they have a certain success rate. It's just like phishing emails or spam
yeah,
emails. Obviously, they work a certain percentage of time because or else they wouldn't still be sending them out. But
yeah,
it may be
that's
a very
true.
low, but they can send out 10 million of them. They don't need a very high percentage.
Well, thankfully, that guy only had $174 in his account. I mean, some
Yeah.
of these Spark drivers, there's thousands of dollars in there.
Oh
You know what I
yeah.
mean? They're hustling out there, and oh, can you imagine? I would be
Oh yeah. Yeah.
devastated.
Yeah. Can't pay your house payment because you got scammed.
Yeah, yep. Mark says it's the sense of urgency that gets people. I can see it. I guess I shouldn't be too hard on people that fall for it, but just God, for the love of God, don't give them any numbers. Just say,
Yeah,
tell
I
them,
mean it can happen. I mean, it could happen to me. I mean, I can't sit here and say it never could. I mean, I've had them call before, and this for a split second, and then
oh yeah,
you kicks in. You're
100%,
like, no, I've never given them
100%.
any information, but
I'm
it
not
could
saying that
happen.
I've called and I've been 100% like this is bullshit.
Yeah,
Like you do think for a and then you're like, then
yeah,
you come to reality like, no, this is complete bullshit.
yeah,
So
yeah.
moving on, one of our awesome companies that we work for or we work with is Octopus tablets. We talked about them. With the last episode, we threw them under the bus, and it's so funny. First of all, let me tell you about Octopus. It's a tablet that you can get for free. Everything's free. The equipment, the software, the cell plan, everything's free. They send it to you, put it in your car, you turn it on, you don't do anything. You just leave it plugged in, and it entertains your passengers, and you can win money. Listen to a couple episodes ago, I actually won $1,000. And it was not planned or anything. It was completely random. In fact, when it happened, I was gaming. So check Octopus out. You can earn roughly $100 a month. I'm not sure if they still have the activation bonus going on, but they have giveaways
They
all the
do.
time and stuff like
Uh,
that. Do they?
yeah, I just got my
The
$25.
$25. Perfect. So the couple shows ago, not the B side, because we don't do ads in the B side, but
Right.
the one before, I'm like shit talking them. I was just like, Jesper's trying to be like, it's fine. I'm like, no, we need to call them to the table. Like, just because they're a good company doesn't mean they have some holes somewhere that's dropping. And Larry was really struggling to get a hold of them. And Jesper, they're not returning Jesper's emails. And I'm like, you know what? That's it. I'm going to email them and say, listen, I talk about you all the time. I'm $1,000 winner. I'm going to try to be like, I won $1,000. I got some say in this company.
That's right. Got some skin in this game.
And so literally the next day, Larry's like, did you call them? Because they reached out and that my tablet's on the way. and I didn't. So I don't know how it happened. Maybe they were listening.
And again, I think I told you, I will have to say my apologies to them. Part of that was my fault. Because what was happening is they have a number to call in if you need to change your phone number for your account. Because I registered for it like pre-pandemic. But they were only going in the big cities at that time.
Yeah.
So that was when I had my work phone from the city, when I worked for the city. And so when I left the city, I had to get my own cell phone. So now I've got a new number. So you go try to log in and update your password. Well, it sends a multi factor authentication to my old phone. So they emailed me and said, here's the number, just call during, talk to somebody or leave a message. They actually have one of their voice prompts is, press 2 if you need to update your phone number.
Oh, okay.
And I had done that, but I thought I was going to get an email or something. I don't know why I was thinking that. And so I got nothing. So I called them again, went through the whole process again, still got nothing. So that's when I was kind of saying, I'm getting frustrated.
Yeah.
And then the next day I was like, you know what? What if they just changed it? And I haven't tried it with my new number. And so that's what I did, and it worked. So that's on me. And I tell you what, I got the tablet, man. Next day I called them. He's like, first I got an email that morning about 8 o'clock, said your tablet will be here, will be shipped out within the next 5 days. Like 2 hours later, your tablet has been shipped. It's arriving Wednesday. Man, it came in, got it loaded up, got it put in the car. Passengers love it. Love it. You set it in there, plug it in. And do you turn yours off at night when you're done, or do you leave it running?
So if I'm going to be driving the next day, I leave it on. I just let it go to sleep. But if I'm going to be off for like 2 days, I will power it down because it'll drain the battery. Even on sleep mode, I mean, it's going to drain the battery. So it's great. The passengers love it. I got it like the day before Western graduated, so I had like 3 days where I had a lot of college kids. They were out celebrating graduation and all that, and they were, back here. They're doing the trivia, man. They're no this answer, no this answer. And I actually had somebody yesterday, first one that she got top 5 for the day. I say, that's the best I've seen so far in my car. Because if they play the trivia games, there's like 6 of them. They last a minute each. If they get a top score, which you're competing against everybody in the country, but if you get a top score in any of the games, you get a $25 Amazon gift card. So that's incentive for them to play. But it's no you pay nothing. They tell you, if it gets damaged, if somebody steals it, just let us know. We'll deactivate that one. We'll send you another one, all free of charge. Yeah. So
really cool company.
It is cool. I think Uber owns them.
T-Mobile.
Oh, T-Mobile owns them?
T-Mobile owns them.
Oh, okay.
They have no affiliation with either the rideshare, because your rides, the points that you're getting, if you'll notice, it says your estimated rides. They're not hooked into Uber. They said Uber won't share the API with them. So they're estimating your rides based on your GPS. And then I've also read that they don't have the camera on the tablet that is like a camera, but they have something that does silhouette detection, so they can supposedly detect if there's actually somebody in the backseat. Now, this is what I read on the message boards. Whether that's a bunch of BS.
So I heard it's 2 ways. The GPS gets you half the money, and the other half is from people tapping.
Well, I know that is true. That is true. But I'm saying the way they figure out how many rides you've done, because they have no way of knowing that because they're not hooked into either the Uber or Lyft app. But I guess by the GPS, when it looks like you're starting and stopping, but I guess supposedly they have some way like to check if there's a silhouette, if there's actually somebody back there. So you just got to get a cutout face when you're driving around and wave it back in front of the tablet,
Yeah. I don't know. I don't even turn mine on if I'm not driving. I mean, it's just like, it's not an honor. I mean, I guess it's kind of an honor system thing. I don't know. I have the volume off, so maybe it's been on this whole 2 weeks I haven't driven RideShare. I haven't
Yeah,
looked at my
yeah,
numbers.
I go on and off about. It seems like at night is good to have the volume on. In the day, the volume probably needs to be off. But
Yeah.
like I said, I've read up a little bit on them and listened to a couple of their podcasts. They seem like a pretty cool company. They seem like they're very very dedicated to doing what they can to make the driver experience better. And it prompts people up there to tip. It comes up on the screen. Tip your drivers. It has a little information about you. You can put some fun facts about you in there. It has sports scores. It has weather. Has the trivia games. Yeah, and they'll give you, from what I've been reading, like at different levels. They'll give you, like when you get to 10,000 points or something. Some people, you get a jacket, or you get like a little cooler or a Yeti cooler at like a Yeti cup at a certain point. So
yeah, they give a lot of.
They're really pretty dedicated to making a good experience.
Yeah, they are. So check them out. The link is in the description. All right, moving on. This is a picture. If a PAX wants to crack open a cold one, what do you say? Larry, I'll let you go first.
Yeah, I mean, for the first probably 2-3 years when I was driving, like I think probably a lot of people are, it's like being a new parent, man. You're strict. Like, you're not bringing that in my car. I'll throw you out. I will end this ride right now. Now, if they're, if like you're gonna act cool. I mean, if they bring it in, and if it all depends. If it seems like somebody they're not going to make a mess in your car, they're not going to act like an ass, they're not going to be an idiot, I'm probably going to be okay. Or if it's a short ride, which most of them in Bowling Green are, we're not that big a city. I'm like, yeah, dude, you can wait 5 minutes, you're going to be home.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to throw a hissy fit about it. But if they're somebody who's obnoxious, being an asshole, crack that beer, man. Chug it or dump it, Yeah. That's what I used to tell the college kids. They try to bring, they'll bring them in, they'll sneak them in all the time. And, it used to be you chug it or you dump it before you get in the car.
Right. Yeah, I used to be the same way, strict. Now I'm not like inviting it in, but like some people jump in a red Solo Cup. I don't even ask. I'm just like, whatever. But same thing. Like, even with my kids on the bus, I'm like, I give them quite a bit of a leash. Yeah, but if you're going to be blatant about it, like I had a kid today, like running up and down the aisle while I'm driving, like that's a problem. Like
that is definitely a problem.
That's a problem. But if you're standing up in your seat, but you're staying put, like, okay, I'm not going to lose my shit over that. But yeah, same thing with the booze. Like I'm the same attitude. Like if you're a dick, no way. If you're not, let's just move on with life. And we're all adults here.
Exactly. Yeah. You got to pick your battles, and
exactly.
That's not one I'm going to die on that hill.
All right, we're going to jump ahead a little bit. I want to show this Uber Quest. I talked about that in the title. This is a new way in some markets that they're testing how you get how you earn your Quest money. This is from the RideShare guy. It is a little bit lengthy. I'll probably pull it when I think it's good enough, but I think it really does have some good information. So we're going to watch that real quick.
So I opened the Uber driver app last week to select my Quest for this week, and I saw something new. Let's discuss. Since the inception of Uber's Quests, they have always been based on the amount of rides that you give, and my personal ride tiers would start at 20 rides all the way up to 80 rides. And for each tier, once you had completed that amount of rides, you would receive your Quest bonus, no matter how much you had earned. But within the last couple of weeks, I have been seeing something new called Quest Goals. And goals are tiered by target earnings amounts, and once you reach the amount of earnings within a specific tier, that is when you will receive a Quest bonus, no longer solely ride-based. And Uber says that Quest goals include contributions from Fare, Surge, and Boost Plus. Only cancellation fees will count from cancellations, and tips do not count towards Quest goals. And again, I saw these Quest goals for the first time last week. They based my tiers and bonus amounts on the $439.55 that I earned on Fare, Surge, and wait time earnings the previous week. And as far as the tiers, there was a $225 Quest goal for a bonus of $10, a $340 Quest goal for a bonus of $15, a $450 Quest goal for a bonus of $20, $565 Quest goal for a bonus of $30, a $675 Quest goal for a bonus of $40, a $790 Quest goal for a bonus of $55, So as far as launching these quest goals, initially these bonus amounts were really underwhelming. So I didn't even drive for Uber this week. I actually drove for Lyft, and those goal tiers were offered for Monday through Thursday, but I was also offered goal tiers for Friday through Saturday this week. And since I don't typically drive Friday through Sunday, they couldn't base the goal tiers on past earnings. So they had to auto-generate earnings amounts and goal tiers. And these earnings amounts and tiers were probably based on average driver earnings on weekends. But you can see them here, 240 for 50, 355 for 75, 475 for 100, 595 for 130.
So you kind of get it. And the early ones that were actually based on his earnings were terrible.
Oh yeah, those are ridiculous.
You're making $10. You earn $300 on the app and you get a $10 bonus.
Yeah.
Like, was I seeing that right?
That's what. Yeah, that's what he showed. But yeah, I don't see anybody that's going to do that. I mean, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it. Now the ones that weren't auto or that were like created out of thin air were so much better. I mean, like he was like, I think it was like $490. You got an extra $100. I'm like, okay, like, you know, when Jesper does the power weekend, he makes about $800 in fares, and then it's usually a $200 bonus or a $250 or something. Yeah. So that seems like it lines up, but those other ones based on his earnings, I mean, $10, like who the flip is going to do that for $10?
Yeah. It's weird. Yeah. We have here in Bowling Green, I've never gotten an Uber Quest.
Really?
Never. The only things we get are on the weekends, Friday and Saturday night. We have, y'all have the kidney shape.
Yeah.
That Chris always talks about. Well, ours is kind of an oval shaped that encompasses downtown down to the university. And so, and it used to be we'd get like start out extra. I think it started out at like extra $9 or maybe even $12 a ride. Like
damn!
That didn't last long. Then it went to $9. Then it went to $6, and now it's down to $3. So extra $3 per ride. I mean, but still, especially it works well because we get tons of short rides from the university to downtown, or from different bars that are around downtown. You know, they're bar hopping, the college kids. So those work good. You can. I went out. I guess it was the night after graduation. I went out for like, I don't know, 4 or 5 hours and made $200.
Damn.
And that was all because all those rides were in that zone.
That zone. Much. Yeah, I think we averaged like $1.50, or maybe $2. So it's not great, but I can't believe you guys don't have Quest. I mean, I know you're a small market, but like
I haven't like the lift zones, the bonus zones, the pink zones.
Yeah,
we don't have that either.
Really?
I saw like some lift surge maybe the first year I drove, maybe even the second. Not since then though. No, I don't see those unless I go to Nashville.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Or we're getting a little close to the end. I'm gonna pick and choose what I want. This next one, real quick. Hey Steve, thank you so much for the super chat. By the way, I'm not sure I'm going to Podcast Movement in August. I have not bought my tickets yet, so you can take the $20 back if you want, or give us half of it. It says, "See you both in August in Denver for Podcast Movement." I'm not sure I'm going.
Yeah, I have doubts that I'm going.
It's less than 50%. We'll see. Catherine says, "Same here." Tinkled lower. Is that tinkled? Lower and lower bonuses was killing it back then. You tinkled? I know what she meant. Maybe I don't. Anyways, Catherine, I love you. Thank you so much. So this is kind of confusing. See if we can make sense of it. So this guy's like Denver, Colorado, where Steve lives, did the Tesla rental for 12 months, which you can get here too. I don't know if you can get in Bowling Green. Details on the picture, which I'll show. His net profit was $92K after rental and charging, which is insane. That's really good. Always paid attention to per minute rather than per mile. Avoided trips that had dead miles back. 72K online miles plus approximately 10K dead miles and personal miles. Handful of trips. Let's see. That's all I got. And then, so if you can kind of look at the numbers, it's hard to see. His gross rider payment was $154,000, almost $155,000. Uber's expenses, $55,700. Net payments, $99,000. I don't know how he did. Okay, so his total payments are 121.48, and his rental charge it was $26,000 home charging. I don't know. I can't quite figure that as I look at that. How did that even work out? But apparently, this guy with the Tesla said he made $92,000 in 1 year, and that
Yeah, net
including
profit.
net profit, which is that's insane.
Yeah.
I don't know how he's doing that.
Yeah, I don't know. I would do it if I could. If
I would do it if I could. I'd be interested to see like how many hours he's actually working. Is he working like 75, 80 hours a week?
Right.
And a Tesla.
we have to need more information for sure.
In a Tesla, I don't think. Well, a Tesla would apply for comfort, and you would get the EV credit,
Right.
but I don't think it applies for any luxury or anything like that. And it's definitely not XL. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I should have tracked that guy down. We should try to get him on the show just to see.
Yeah, that'd be an interesting interview. Find out more info on that.
But I think I only shared the pictures. So, but anyways, I probably could find it. No, it's Trickleden, not Trinkledin. It's you got Tinkleden and you got Trinkleden. It's Trickle, Trickled, Trickleden. She's like, I'm done with this show. Fuck you, Jason. Larry, why don't we talk real quick about I did not read this article, so I'm curious.
Okay.
Uber Eats driver, how to get good tips and stay safe.
Yeah. So this is an interesting article. It's from a guy who does food delivery strictly. Doesn't sound like he does RideShare. He said he started delivering in 2021. He's done over 4,000 deliveries for Uber Eats. Does DoorDash and Uber Eats. And he talks about having, what he does to try to get better tips. He's very, very selective on the trips that he takes. I think he said on Uber Eats at one point, like he had a 3% acceptance rate.
Wow.
Uber Eats. So he's very, very selective on what he takes. But he says by doing that, he's able to only take the orders that have really good tips on them. And he tries to go above and beyond, make it a really good experience. He uses the hot bags that we all used to use. Not so much anymore for a lot of people. But he has drink carriers too. He says he'll send them a text sometimes. He makes it like a whole elaborate presentation when he delivers the food. He tries to interact with them, and he says he'll go above and beyond. He's gone back to the restaurants after they had incorrect order.
Oh wow.
Yeah, which is something a lot of us won't do. But
nope.
It was also interesting in the article though that I think he works down in Fort Lauderdale, but I guess he's had some very bad experiences with racism. And so he wears a body camera. He has a 3-camera dash cam, and he wears it says he wears protective equipment.
Okay.
I can't tell exactly. I don't know if that means like a bulletproof vest underneath his shirt. Exactly what it is. But yeah, unfortunately, it sounds like he's had some pretty bad experiences.
Going. He says like the way where he is, and he's very selective. But is it so busy in that his market that he can be selective? Because at least by me, it's so either it's so slow or it's so saturated with drivers. I mean, I couldn't be that selective. If I was 3%, I wouldn't work.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you would have to be somewhere where it's just banging.
Yeah.
It said. Let me look on here. I know it's in here.
Yeah, I always hate that when you're looking for articles. And
he said I earn as much as I can. Only accept orders with high upfront tips that pay a minimum of $1 per mile. For Uber Eats, my acceptance rate is 3%.
Well, $1 a mile isn't crazy. I mean, that's my goal for that too.
Yeah, that's what I shoot for as well. I usually won't tell you anything if it's less than that. But yeah, if I took 3% of the food delivery orders that I get. I mean, I can have on Grubhub, DoorDash, and Uber Eats, and I can still go an hour sometimes without getting a delivery order.
Yeah.
Wouldn't make any money. So
yeah,
it all depends on the market you're in. I guess there's some place where you get that many orders, you can be that selective, but in a lot of markets, you just, there's no way you could do that.
Yeah, an update on my dream to become a top dasher.
Yes.
So they reset my acceptance. I don't know if they reset it, but they put it at like 50%. I am up to 72% on my acceptance rate. Now, I don't know exactly how. Okay, I should know this because I've listened to Tony's show, The Driven Dad, and even John from John McCallion. I don't know what actually qualifies you for top dasher. It must be like acceptance rate has to be, I think, like above 85%. I think completion rate has to be above 95%, and your rating has to be a certain amount. I think I've hit all those metrics except the acceptance rate. So I'm really trying to go for it. So this summer, just to see if I can just like anytime go when I want. But I have taken some shitty orders, but they haven't been like, I have denied a few. Like there was that one the other day. I'm like, I can't do it. It was like $4 for 12 miles. I'm just like, I'm not doing it.
No.
I can't do it. That's too bad.
Yeah.
I mean, I just can't. So my goal is to try to get top dasher. So by the summer, by June-ish, or I don't know if I can get it by then, but every time I'm on, I pretty much take every single order. And I have noticed, and people say it's bullshit, I have been getting higher orders because it says if you're above 50%, you're going to be getting higher priority. And they have been more profitable. They really have.
Yeah, I mean, mine is going down, but it's still above 50. And the other day, like I was asking about them hiding tips, and so I got an order, and it even said on there like this is a high tip order or high dollar order. You're getting this because your ratings and all that, and it was $4. And I was like, well, maybe that's what I got paid, $4. And I was like, well, surely there's a tip that's hidden on there. And as of today. No, it was. I still just made $4 on it.
Oh my gosh, that is not.
Yeah,
that's shitty. So most of mine I've noticed have been like $7 to $9, but that usually is what it is. I haven't found any hidden tips, but it seems like my order requests that are coming in are higher than what they normally are.
Right.
I mean, they'll still send me. I guess what I'm trying to say it's less garbage that I'm getting in.
Right.
And I don't know if they're just like pulling me in, they're just teasing me, and then they're just gonna be like, you're getting all your top dasher, you're getting all this shit now we got you where we want you. But I have noticed an increase of better orders, not saying better tips, but just more consistent of like the $7 to $9 range.
I mean, I may try it. I don't know.
I think it's worth trying just to have the experience. And you have the data, you can look back and say, well, God, I made a shit ton more when I did this than when I did Super Cherry Pick.
And what do you have to do to stay like a top dasher month by month?
I think you have to. I'm going to look into it. I'm going to text Tony, but I think you have to do a certain amount of deliveries. Like you can't just do like 5 deliveries for the month. Like I think you have to do like 100 deliveries for the month. Like there is some things to stay at that level.
But you can log in any time.
Exactly. So you should be able to complete that task. No problem.
Yeah. So that's why I usually just use Grubhub because I can log in anytime.
and Uber Eats.
And Uber Eats, yeah.
Same thing. So, all right, we're going to wrap up. One thing I'm going to show this picture, and I know you audio listeners, you can't see it, so that's why you got to join the live stream. But this is just, and I don't know if it's photoshopped or not, but there's just some dude, and it says, Brittany is taking care of your order today, and it's some dude. And it's just like, it's so fucking funny. Either someone photoshopped that or whatever. It's just like, do you think that actually happened? Or, I mean, I know that shit does happen, especially I bet you that stuff you get away with that in the Uber Eats platform because no one gives a shit.
Yeah.
And that's why I think they verify more when you're just doing Uber Eats, like verify a picture or whatever. But like, do you really care if Brittany or Bobby is delivering your food? I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you want that person background check, but it's much more different when you're in a car with someone than if they're just delivering your cheeseburger.
Oh yeah. Although I did have somebody when I was delivering when I didn't have my car, and they were like, "Oh, I was expecting a white Toyota Camry."
Oh,
They're out.
Oh.
They're out. Out meeting to. It was one where you have to hand it to the person instead of leaving it on the door. And they were
And
like,
it must tell them what kind of car it is, huh?
It does on Uber Eats.
Huh.
Technically, you're not supposed to do Uber Eats in a rental car, but I may or may not have.
Hypothetically, you may have done that,
Exactly.
but I don't think
there's
you
rumors.
have.
There's rumors.
Internet rumors.
Yeah.
So, well, Larry, thanks for stepping. I appreciate it.
Always.
It's always fun.
A pleasure, man. Always a pleasure.
Are you coming for the picnic this year?
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, yeah? That's a hell yeah, y'all. I mean,
I don't know if my wife will be there. She got a job, so she'll be teaching, and so I'm not sure.
Responsibility.
She'll be starting off. Actually, they've already brought her in the last 2 weeks to help with end of year testing.
Okay.
Because they've just got their last day of school for the kids is next Thursday.
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
They start real early in August then too?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But so yeah, she'll be teaching. So I'm not sure if she'll be able to make it or what that'll look like. But yeah, unless something really big happened, yeah, I'm gonna be there.
Well, we'll start. We're gonna start advertising that soon. But it is September 23. Miss Janet and her husband are gonna be here too. Hopefully we can get John up here. I know Tom messaged me the other night. Tom from Chicago, which
Janet's from New Zealand, guys. New Zealand.
Yep. And
I thought I was hot shit for coming all the way from Kentucky.
Right. She's making a whole U.S. tour, though, and that's so cool. I'm so excited. They've been to the States before, but it's going to be cool for them to be in Grand Rapids.
Oh, yeah. Sounds like they're going to have a big time.
Yeah. That's awesome. So we'll start talking about that, but it's September 23 and details to follow. So have a good night, guys. And as always, don't put up with anyone's bullshit.
And we will see you on the road.
Yes, he got it. I didn't even tell him to do that. I was gonna wonder if you did it. So
hey, I read the show notes, bud.
I love you. All right, guys, have a good